hello, hello. Can everybody hear me okay? Well, hello there. I see chat. It looks like there's about a 20-30 second delay, but that should be okay. All right. Well, let us go ahead and get started.
Resident Evil.
Jumping into a new game. So, let's see. Display, why, that's fine. So, interesting thing in this HD remake of the original Resident Evil is that you can play with either the original quote-unquote tank control scheme, or you can play with a far more reasonable control scheme that lets you actually control, like when you push a stick, you move in that direction. What a novel idea. I am very tempted to go with this control scheme, but you can change it later. So I'm going to stick with the OG control scheme for now and see how much I come to regret this. So let's see. And subtitles are on, because why not? So I remember this from the original version of the remake. This is a really bizarre way to explain difficulty, but that's how the game works. So, how do you like your games? So basically, number 1 is hard difficulty, number 2 is medium difficulty, and number 3 is easy difficulty, which I also think it is kind of weird that, like, there are difficulty settings, because for those who have played Resident Evil before, you can choose to play as either Chris Redfield or Jill Valentine, and Jill is basically easy mode already. Jill has quite a few advantages over Chris, but yeah, so there's like 2 layers of difficulty, which I find interesting. So I'm going to choose normal difficulty, because I don't think you guys would enjoy seeing me die over and over again. Because, yeah, I have not played this game since, I think, 2006. It was like my first year of college when I last played the Resident Evil remake. So this is going to be really new. Also, I am playing it on a Switch Pro controller that is hooked up through Steam, and I am not familiar with the controls, so this is going to be all kinds of fun. Alright, so as I said, we have a choice between Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine. So, yeah. Basically, Chris is much harder than Jill. Chris has 2 less inventory spaces. He does not start with a gun. He starts with a knife, and I think he's a little bit easier to attack with the knife, but the knife is kind of like a comedy option anyway. Very ill-advised to use. So I think that I'm going to go with Jill. The other reason I want to go with Jill is Chris doesn't really get a partner. He gets Rebecca Chambers, who is a member of the Stars Bravo team, who ends up at the mansion, and she gives some free healing now and then, but beyond that, she's not super helpful. Jill, on the other hand, gets Barry Burton, who is the coolest guy ever, as you will see. So I think we're going to go with Barry. Alright, and I believe the introductory cutscene is about to start.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone, situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Haven't found it yet?
No, not yet, Brad. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo Team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris!
Bravo Team's helicopter was a derelict. Save for the remaining body of Kevin. We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into a nightmare.
This way. Damn it! Make for that mansion!
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Barry, and myself. We don't know where Chris is.
What is this place?
Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
Jill, no. You don't want to go back out there.
But we've got to find...
What was that?
Chris?
No.
Jill, go and investigate.
I'm going with her. Chris and I go back a long way.
All right. You two go. I'll secure this area.
Stay sharp. A dining room.
Alright, so now we're back in control. So that was the introductory cutscene. As Derek asked in the chat, is this the original voice cast? It is not. There is an entirely new voice cast for this. The original voice cast for the original 1998 version of Resident Evil was kind of hastily thrown together and it has some absolutely amazing lines in it. Barry, in particular, has some real zingers that are just classics. Alright. So yeah, unfortunately, some of Barry's greatest lines are going to be slightly different. Also absent is the live-action introduction that was in the original. There was this extremely cheese-tastic live-action cutscene in the original part of the game where you got to see the cast in all their glory. Apparently, some Resident Evil superfans have spent the past decade or so trying to find the people who were originally in those cutscenes, and most of them have been found. Like, one of the interesting things is that Barry's actor was actually somebody who they literally walked outside and just found and thought he looked a lot like the concept art for Barry, so they asked him if he wanted to be in a cutscene for the game. So, oh, hey Patrick, hey Ashley, nice to see you guys. Thanks for coming. And then I think Jill's actress was not out of high school, just so it was extremely poorly, shoddily thrown together. Resident Evil was not expected to be a success. As a matter of fact, Capcom considered it to be a potential failure and only let it go because of sunk cost fallacy. But obviously it did not turn out like that. I'm just going to go in here to see Wesker again, because Wesker's a great stand-up guy. He and Chris are going to be friends forever.
That gunfire. I'm counting on you to investigate, Jill.
Sure thing, Wesker.
Yep. So yeah, Wesker is the captain of the STARS Alpha Team. Even at this point, he is actually, it's known that he's a doctor, and used to be in the Army. Alright, so this is ink, these are ink ribbons. I'm going to leave them here for now because it's generally a good idea to not clutter up your inventory if you don't need to, so I'm going to leave it here. So for those who don't know, Resident Evil does not let you just save whenever you want to. You actually have to use these expendable ink ribbons to save your game. That kind of adds to the survival horror element of this. So you really have to, like, time when you save properly. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and walk ahead. Okay.
I think you'd better take a look at this.
What is it?
Blood. Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Let's just hope it's not Chris's.
So yeah, Barry is going to spend a long time considering and contemplating the meaning of life in this pool of blood. Alright, so not much else to do in the dining room right now. We can bug Barry a little bit more. Hey Barry, what's up,
Barry.
man? Scintillating conversation there. Alright, let's not let the preamble go on much longer. So, classic staple of Resident Evil is the doors, right? When they were originally making Resident Evil, they did not have an actual PlayStation to test the build of Resident Evil on until, I believe, 6 months before the game was ready to launch. So they actually had no idea if the game was going to run properly or not. One of the things they ran into was that the game had a really hard time loading all the assets in every scene. So a clever way they came up with to get around that was to have a door as a transition point. The door, while the door is opening, it is removing all game objects and data from the previous room and loading all the game objects and data for the current room. So I'm sure that's not the case in the Resident Evil remake, but that was the original, and it was such a staple of the game that they decided to keep it. Alright, so this is the hallway we're in. If you go down here, these doors are, I think, locked. Yeah, it's locked. An emblem of armor is carved into the lock. Interesting. Wonder what that means. And then, of course, here's a base, or this is an elevator. And there's the stairs down to the basement. It's locked. An emblem of a sword is carved into a lock. That's kind of interesting. Patrick, Barry loves his hand cannons. You will find if you... So actually, I'm also playing Resident Evil Revelations 2 currently, which stars Barry, and he starts the game with a big old hand cannon, so that's just kind of Barry's thing. Derek, I know all these things because I have no life, and I love to watch documentaries on the making of video games. It's locked from the other side, so that means we have to come from the other side. So, interesting. So I just came into this room and I see there's a lot of lightning over here, so I, as a player, am kind of attracted to this. Like, I wonder what's going on over here. Well, let's go see! Oh. And it starts. This is it. The first zombie ever. Alright, so when you're playing as Chris, you just gotta deal with this dude, but if you're playing as Jill, you can run away.
Barry!
What is it?
Look out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of it!
See, I told you Jill was easier.
What the hell is this thing?
I found Kenneth killed by this thing. Let's report this to Wesker.
Oh. Zombie disappeared. I wonder where he went.
Wesker! Jill, help me look for him. Let's not leave this hall.
Good idea.
Okay, so Wesker's disappeared. Chris has disappeared. Interesting. Oh yeah, another weird thing. When you're playing as Chris, the intro, instead of saying there's only 3 stars members left now, Jill, Captain Wesker, and Barry, he'll say Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry is. And I don't think Barry is mentioned ever again for the rest of the game. It's a weird little thing. Okay, I am not going to do this, but you can, in fact, open the front door. You could not originally, I think in the original cut, but in this game, you can. If you do, one of those mutant zombie dogs runs in and you have to kill it. And he does lots and lots of damage to you, so I am not going to do that because this game is all about saving your resources. Alright, so we gotta go look for Wesker. Let's go down here. Oh, look at this! Wonder what this is. Better finish searching the hall first. Oh, okay.
Barry.
Oh, that was quick.
Any luck, Jill?
No, nothing. What's going on around here? I can't figure it out.
Nice
Same
troll
here.
reference, Derek.
Chris, and now Wesker.
There's not much we can do. We can search for him separately. I'll investigate the dining room again.
Okay, then. I'll try the door on the other side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could easily get lost. Let's start from the first floor.
Okay.
Oh, I almost forgot. It's a lockpick. You'd make better use of it.
I got the lockpick.
Thanks. I may need it.
Listen, if something happens, let's Let's meet up in this hall. Got it?
Okay.
So there's another reason why it's kind of easier with Jill. When you're playing as Chris basically gets ditched instantly, and he has to figure out where to go and what to do completely on his own. And you have to loot your gun from the corpse of that dude in the other room. Yeah, so as Derek pointed out there, in the original version, Barry utters the immortal line. Instead of just, oh yeah, you might make use of this lockpick, he says, it'll be more useful if you, the master of unlocking, have this. Which is silly because in Revelations 2, they actually make reference to that line. They also make reference to another immortal line of Barry's. So, apparently this is not canon. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. So, the camera's focused on this statue here, and something's glowing up there. So let me go see. I wonder what it is. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna climb over this, right? And I'm gonna push it over by the statue. And let's just see what it is. Might be something cool. There's a map of the mansion first floor. Take it? Yeah. Alright, so now we have a map of this mysterious mansion that we're in. So, from a game design standpoint, they did not want the mansion to be sprawling and confusing, so they gave it two very distinct wings, as you can see here. So, we have the mansion divided up into nice areas with some clear indications on what doors open and what doors don't. It's very easy to explore that way. Now, you got the map of the mansion first floor. Okay. So, one thing I do remember is something kind of goofy happens if you go down one of these doors. So, to prepare for that, I'm going to push this back over here. So now I'm going to climb on top and then climb off. And I'm going to go back over here. There's nothing of use here. Oh, what's this? An eerie picture of the mansion. So this is like some sort of a portrait room, you know. So I'm going to go over here. Let's see what we got. Oh, what is this? Various art supplies. Gotcha. And, oh. Will I take the dagger? Heck yeah. Now, notice it did not go to my inventory. That's because it's a defensive item. And this is a tutorial explaining how defensive items work. Using defensive items, such as daggers, will allow you to escape momentarily when grabbed by an enemy. However, you will not be able to escape when the enemy grabs you from behind. So, being grabbed from behind is no good. To equip a defensive item, go to the status screen and then select an item from the defensive item menu. Yeah. So, Chris and Jill have different defense items. They both share the dagger, but Jill gets a taser and Chris gets a flashbang grenade. So that is, if a zombie grabs you, you can go ahead and get your own back a little bit. So I will go ahead and just leave. Completely fine. Huh. What's this? Huh. A sudden zombie out of nowhere. Okay. So, I'm gonna try to juke him. But of course I fail horribly and I get grabbed from behind. And, so guess what? I pushed this in the way. So now I can just safely... I saw Derek's comment. I can now safely... just leave, because he's stuck behind there forever, for all eternity. And they just check, yep, this door's locked. And, yeah, so we'll just leave, because we got everything we need in here. Now, One tiny advantage Chris has over Jill is that Chris has a slightly larger health pool than Jill does. But, as you can see, let me bring up the inventory here. As I explained earlier, this is the first time playing with this control set, so I'm not quite sure what does what. Yeah. Jill's still fine. So I got bit, but I'm okay. It's okay. He only bit me a little bit. I'm not infected or anything. So, you'll notice I didn't kill that zombie. There's several reasons for that. One, you don't want to just kind of willy-nilly shoot things, because ammo, again, is fairly limited in this game, so you want to conserve whatever you have. The other reason, when they were originally making Resident Evil, as I mentioned before, the game was generally considered to be not going very well at Capcom, because the scope was huge. One of the original scope items, for instance, was that you were going to get to play as the entire STARS Alpha team. You were going to get to play as Chris, Jill, a guy named Dewey, who ended up getting cut, and then a guy named Gelzer, who was a gigantic half-cyborg man. Gelzer ended up becoming Barry Burton. So all that got cut, and one of the reasons was memory limitations. They also had to cut some other things. One of the things that they had in the original design for Resident Evil was the ability to have zombies, if you kill them, start a timer, and the zombie would actually get back up stronger and more powerful than before in a form called a Crimson Head. That was cut for time in the original game, but in the remake, that is very much back. So, if every zombie you kill basically starts a timer for them to get back up stronger and better than ever. The only ways to avoid that is to blow a zombie's head off, which is very hard to do with this little pea shooter, or to set it on fire, but that's going to happen later. Alright, so we can examine the blood. These are blood stains on the floor. Hope these didn't come from your friends. Me too. Me too. So as we see here, this looks like something we can look at, and it is. It's an emblem. Will we take the emblem? We are not going to take the emblem right now, because, again, we don't want to clutter our inventory up with stuff that we don't need right now. But I think this is probably a decent time to save, because we are going to be dealing with all sorts of nasties throughout the mansion here. So it's an old typewriter. You can save your progress. Use the ink ribbon? Sure. So there we go. We have saved for the first time. And we have 2 ink ribbons left. Alright. Oh, nice and quiet in here now. So let's just see what's going on. Alright, so this is STARS member... I don't remember what his name is, but he is a part of the Bravo team. The corpse of your contact with Kenneth. Okay, it looks like he's holding something. So, he's holding a videotape. It's very easy to forget about this because you can use it much, much later in the game. Now, I heard a moan, and that makes me think that somebody's down the hall. They sure are. And he just saw me. He's going to come after me. So, we already knew all those doors were locked. So, I am actually just going to go this way, and I'm going to leave him be. It is generally a good idea to just leave the zombies be for the most part. In the original Resident Evil, Kenneth had ammo on him too, but he doesn't in this one. The scope of the mansion was greatly increased in the remake. It was much smaller than the original Resident Evil. So here's a nice pretty tea set. There we go. And, oh, what is this? Will you take the hand? I sure will. So, another fun fact. This gun is, a STARS Custom Automatic. It is actually called the Samurai Edge. It was made by the character Robert Kendo, who shows up in Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. There is a airsoft replica of this gun that I actually own. It looks exactly the same. It is really neat. And even the magazine looks the same too. So there's a zombie right there. He is not getting up right now, and I don't particularly feel like waking him up. Oh, there's manacles on the wall. What in the world happened in a mansion like this? Makes you wonder. Alright, so here's another staple of the series, herbs. Herbs are healing items. So these are green herbs. Well, I take the green herb. I'm going to take one. So if I was playing as Chris right now, I would only have one inventory space left. But I'm playing as Jill, who has more storage, I guess? I don't know. But anyway. So a green herb on its own will take you from one status effect to the next. There are 3 statuses. There is Fine, Caution, and Danger. They're colorized by green, yellow, and red. So when you're down to Danger, you're basically almost dead. A green herb on its own will take you from one status to the next status. There are other herbs you can run into. Blue herbs heal you from poison. Some enemies later in the game can poison you, and that is terrible. And then there's also red herbs. Red herbs turn a heal into an instant heal. It'll just, if you're in danger, you'll go straight to fine. So usually you want to hold on to your green herbs until you can get a red herb to make it all the way fine. Alright, so we are now in another part of the mansion. So here's some more green herbs. Those I don't think are there in Chris's game. So again, another reason Jill is a little bit easier than Chris. So that guy's dead. But you might remember from what I said earlier that he is going to respawn as a super zombie later on. So it might not be a bad idea to burn him at some point. When we get the ability to burn things. Alright, so what's this? There's an inscription on the shield. Death is only the beginning. There's an inscription on this shield. Death is the true essence of bliss. Oh boy. There's some Linkin Park lyrics waiting to happen. This shield is covered in spikes, which is concerning to me. Oh, look at this. A key. What is it? May whoever takes this emblem find peace in death. Will you take the mansion key? I am not going to take the mansion key. Because, yeah, this just seems like schmuck bait. There is an inscription on the shield. Death is everything. How nice. So what do we got here? It's locked. An emblem of a helmet is carved into the lock. Well, that's interesting. So at least we know what's going on. So I can just check my handy map. As you can see, we're on the 2nd floor right now. Alright, so we heard another zombie guy kind of getting up to no good over here. Oh, there he is. It's locked from the other side. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lure him over here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Alright. Now, I have a very hard time believing he's dead. Okay. That did it. Okay. So, I did that for a reason. The reason being that when I burn the corpse, I can actually stand right here, and it will burn both corpses at once, thus saving some resources. Because I want to burn that other guy anyway. So that used 5 bullets. I have 15 in the chamber, and then I have 10 in spare, so I'm doing okay. Oh, what's this? Oh, what is this? More handgun ammo. I will be all about that. So, will I take the golden arrow? Sure, I'll take the golden arrow. Huh. That's interesting. It immediately talks to me about how I can examine things. Why would I want to examine this? Well, let's examine it. What is this? The arrowhead looks like it can be removed. Oh! Well, we just chucked the golden shaft, and now we have an arrowhead. The arrowhead from Peridot, sometimes referred to as a poor man's emerald. Hey, don't shame the status of jewelry here, guys. Okay, so what's this? Alright, so these are both locked as far as we know. You unlocked it. Oh, that's nice. And what about this one? It's locked from the other side. So this was originally locked on the other side. Let's see what's going on. Shall we? Alright, so we are now on the second floor, and I hear somebody kind of shuffling around. Yep. Hi there, zombie. What about this? Is this... It's locked. An emblem of a sword. Okay. So, this is kind of nice, because I can just sort of play Ring Around the Rosie with this dude. Will I take the dagger? I sure will take the dagger. Huh. So this statue is holding onto a gem. But I can't get it. It's too high up. So, I'm going to do something fairly counterintuitive, but, you know, makes sense in game logic. I'm going to put it over here, and it's very hard to see from the pre-rendered background, but there is actually a gap here. And if I push it... Oh! High-stakes vandalism. Alright, my headphones are indicating he's over here. Yeah, he's over there. So I am just going to go over here. Terrible demons! Ouch! That's another classic line from the original game. And yeah, so he can just go pound sand for all I care. Alright. An oil painting in a large frame. It's been well preserved and the people in it are still vividly depicted. That's nice. It's locked from the other side. Okay, so we can get in that way. Ooh, very nice. You can't make anything out through the darkness and fog. An oil painting in a large frame. The paint is dried and cracked. Yeah. It's locked. An emblem of armor is carved into the lock. What about this? It's locked. An emblem of a sword is carved into the lock. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to get that key that doesn't involve getting horribly murdered. So that's interesting. That looks like a door, doesn't it? Maxine! Alright, down I go. So, this whole area back here was not in the original version of Resident Evil. The original design doc called for the mansion to have a large graveyard and a forest attached to the back, but they ended up not doing that. So, yeah, the remake put that in too. Weird thing, in Chris's campaign, I think there's a couple zombies out here. There's not here. Let's see, it's locked from the other side. Okay. Or maybe there's zombies later? I don't know. Again, Jill's campaign is just much, much easier than Chris's. So I think these are shotgun shells. Yes, they are. I am going to go ahead and take them because Jill can actually get the shotgun fairly quickly. The shotgun is in a strange place. We'll just say that. Let's see, what do we got here? A tomb engraved with the picture of an angel. There's an indentation in the shape of an arrowhead. Well, look at that. I just happen to have an arrowhead. Let's stick that in there and see what's going on, huh? Well, let's just head on out. This is getting positively medieval. So if I remember right, this here spells out Capcom in Greek. But anyway, let's check these out. A stone statue with a hole where the eyes should be. A stone statue with holes where the eyes, nose, and mouth should be. A stone statue with a hole where the nose should be. A stone statue with a hole where the mouth should be. Interesting. So now I know that I need to find 4 things to go on faces, otherwise known as masks. Huh. Well, that's not ominous. Oh, what's this? It's shining. A book is fitted perfectly in the indentation. Will you take the Book of Curses? Am I going to take a Book of Curses? Yeah, why not? Huh. Well, what can I do with a book besides read it? I wonder if that means I should examine it. Yep, well, what's this? There's a key on the back cover of the book. Will you remove that? Yeah, I sure will. I got the mansion key. And then we read the Book of Curses. The 4 masks. A mask that speaks no evil. A mask that smells no evil. Okay. A mask that sees no evil. And a mask that cannot speak, smell, or see evil. When all 4 fall into place, evil will awaken. At least it's not a resident evil, am I right? So, Resident Evil, by the way, is this series' name in America. It is actually known as Biohazard in Japan. I don't actually know for sure why they changed the name, but probably just because Biohazard isn't that exciting sounding in English. Maybe more exciting in Japanese. Yeah, what does evil smell like? I'm curious. It probably smells like a gray pocket t-shirt from the game Phantasmagoria 2. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot is to look at this. So it's a mansion key, but like, what's exciting about it? You know, we should check that out. What is that? There's an engraving of a sword. So this is in fact the sword key. And look at that, it changed the name to the sword key. Isn't that nice? So this actually greatly expands what we can look at. Let's see, in the mansion. Heavy looking picture. Now one thing I kind of wish, the Resident Evil 2 remake, which I just recently played, actually lets you kind of zero in on the various parts of the the police station in Resident Evil 2. What door? Doesn't let you do that here. So I'm just going to have to guess. I'm just going to have to sit there and imagine the places I can go. Yeah, real quick here. Let's go down here. What's down here? Huh. I wonder what's on the other side. Well, I don't think we want to go down there. I hope we never have to go down there. It's like Trevor's clone. Trevor Barnes. Alright, so this takes us back into the room with Big and Ugly. I don't really want to go that way. This... It's locked from the other side. Okay, so yeah, I genuinely cannot remember the sword key where it went, but we'll have to just keep looking, won't we? Is this sword key door? You use the sword key. Ah, sure is. Let's go on through. There's nothing here but a bunch of knickknacks. There doesn't seem to be anything useful here. So, another fun fact, Resident Evil was originally pitched as a spiritual successor to a 1988 Nintendo game called Sweet Home, which was a it's not an Emblem of Armor. Okay, which was a game that was originally based on a movie called Sweet Home, and obviously they wanted to remake it, something like, you know, with sort of a horror atmosphere to it, but they didn't want, you know, they already had made the game, and they, you know, it was a movie, so they did not actually want to make a Sweet Home game. So that they got together a team, and originally this was going to be supernatural. It was going to be the result of some sort of a curse. They later got the idea for it to be what it actually is that's causing all the nastiness. Here's an Emblem of Armor. Gotcha. Will you take the wooden mount? Sure. Can I look at it? Because it looks like there's something in there. There's a paper attached on the inside. Nothing is written on it. Wonder what that's for. So I'm now full on inventory. It's locked from the other side. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get rid of all this stuff I'm carrying. What's in here? You can't carry any more items. Sure can't. But I can carry more handgun ammo. You have infinite capacity for handgun ammo as long as you have one slot. What's this? The lighter. So, I mentioned earlier that you can burn zombies. Well, this is what you use to burn them zombies. So Jill has to carry it and actually have it take up an inventory slot. So you see how Jill has a lockpick up in this kind of permanent slot? Chris actually has a lighter in his permanent slot. So that's one way Chris's campaign is somewhat easier than Jill's, but overall Chris has a much harder time. The lockpick actually is used to open certain doors that are locked, and Chris actually has to run around the mansion finding little keys to open the door in his campaign. So, I was actually nerdy enough to read the novelizations, oh my goodness, of the Resident Evil games long ago, and the explanation given for why Jill is the master of unlocking, so to speak. Whoa! I forgot zombies like to throw up on you. Alright, I'm gonna go in here, because this is probably safe. So the reason Jill is so good at unlocking is that her dad was a cat burglar. I don't think that's canon anymore. I think the books were rendered non-canon a long time ago, but I always thought that was kind of interesting. So this music is another staple of the Resident Evil franchise, the safe room music. It differs from game to game, but there's always some nice, relaxing music to play to let you know that this room is safe, nothing bad is ever going to happen to you here. What's this? Well, look at this. Here's a big old item box. So this is an item box. You can store stuff you don't need in here. So I'm going to put handgun ammo. Actually, I'm going to take out handgun ammo. Look at all that handgun ammo. I am just doing great. I'm going to stick a bunch of stuff in here I don't need. The knife, because we are never, ever, ever going to attack something with our knife. So first aid spray. First aid spray is kind of like what I was mentioning before. It is the same effect as a red and a green herb mixed together. It is a full heal. Alright, so there's some kerosene. And let's see. Anything else we can get from here? Nope. Alright, what's this? Special instruction for the disposal of dead bodies. We have new information regarding these beings, in quotes. They may appear to be dead, but in fact they are able to come back to life. However, there are ways to prevent them from becoming active again. Currently, there are two known methods to cease their resurrection. One is incineration, and two is destruction of their head. If further methods are discovered, you will be notified immediately. Meanwhile, to those of you who still have the will to live, that's harsh, oil has been placed on the first floor of the mansion. Take as much of it as you need. You'll need something to light it with, which you'll need to find by yourself. Well, that's nice. So what's this? Looks like a flask. Will you take the fuel canteen? Sure. That looks more like a whiskey flask to me, but what do I know? Fuel canteen. You can carry with you fuel to light a few times using a lighter. Well, that's nice. Okay. There are still plenty of kerosene left. Will you refill? Yep, I refilled it. About half the kerosene remains, but your fuel canteen is full. So that, I think, is two uses of canteen. So, as you will see, I am in caution status now, so I'm going to go ahead and use this green herb to make myself feeling fine. Alright, ink ribbon. Every time that lid closes, I get the feeling that someone's knocking on the door. That is thankfully not a thing in this game. I don't think so. The zombies can't follow you between rooms. They can in Resident Evil 2 Remake, but not in this one. So I'm going to save, because we've done pretty well. So you actually get a nice little goodie if you beat this game only saving 3 times and beating it under, I think it's 3 hours. I was actually crazy enough to do that back in the GameCube version of this game, and yeah, that took a lot of effort. But I'm not going to do that in this particular run. Okay, so we got a zombie right out the door, I believe. Yep. Oh boy, hello. So I'm going to be coming through here a lot, so I think I'm just going to take care of this guy. And then I'm going to take this herb with me. And I have... Okay. When a pool of blood forms around a zombie, that is a instant confirmation that they are in fact dead. Let's see. The doorknob looks like it's ready to fall apart. Do you go through anyway? So what this means is... yeah, what this means is you can only go through this door a limited number of times. It sucks, but that's just the way it be. So I think I am going to try to be conservative here and not go through. Alright, I'm going to lure Homeboy. Try to lure him down the steps here. What do you earn for 3 saves? I think it's the same thing as beating the game in under 3 hours. You just get like a ranking at the end of the game. And that's the criteria, is under a certain amount of time and all that. Under 3 saves. Alright, hey buddy. Come on! This way. Thank you. Whoa, 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 come on now. Follow me. Follow me. Oh, this is doing great. I'm loving this. You are doing exactly what I want. See, you're one of the good ones, zombie. All right, now. Oh, hey! That is not kosher. All right, but that's cool. When he gets back, oh, that killed him. Well, I think I can still stand between them and take care of what I need to take care of. But I need to run upstairs and grab the lighter. You unlocked it. Hey. What did I unlock? Something. Oh, that goes out into the hallway. That's nice. That's nice. Oh, so it forces... There's no knob on this door. You can't go through. What? There's no knob? Who designs a door with no knob? Alright. So I guess I have to go back this way. Weirdly enough. I'm trying to think from a game design standpoint why you do that, and I'm kind of coming up empty here. Besides the fact that you might want to like safely get past that zombie and only to discover that you can't. That's kind of interesting. Will you take the dog whistle? Sure thing. Oh, wait a minute. There's a memo with it. Today Sir Spencer told me to hide something where no one could find it. Well, I had this idea. I figured if I could somehow have it protected by a dangerous animal like the vicious canine that lives here, no one would be able to get near it. As far as I can tell, the mud is always hanging around the second floor balcony on the west side of the terrace. He ought to come running at the sound of a dog whistle. This is where you come in. The thing is, I reckon you're the only person that can get near that dog without risking a serious mauling. Which means only you can put this collar on him. The object that Sir Spencer wants hidden is concealed inside. You're the only person I can trust with this. Of course, you'll get something out of it as well. Remember that certain item that you've always wanted to get a hold of? Well, in exchange for your services, I just might be able to get it for you. This could work out well for both of us. John Tolman. And then John was a zombie. Okay. So, books on various peoples of the earth. Exciting. I'm looking around just because sometimes there's hidden items, and I don't quite remember where they're at. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the lighter. Lighter of lighter. Y.N. Hudson? Okay. If I remember right, in the original game, this was just a Zippo. Words are carved in it. Don't play with fire! Love, Jessica. Huh, I wonder who Jessica is. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to immolate some zombies, shall we? Alright, so I believe we have to use the fuel. Yes. Ah, I just got an achievement called Not Taking Any Chances. Ah, stink. It only burned one of them. Okay. That's fine. I'll burn them both. It's kind of a waste to, not, I think. Oh! Alright, so that took care of both of them. And, if I remember correctly... Alright, I will go ahead and refill. About half the kerosene remains. Boom, refilled it. There's a little bit left. Yeah, I think you get 3 fills from each one, if I remember right. So 6 ultimately. Yeah, both their corpses are gone, because that is a nice visual way to communicate to the player that they no longer have to worry about those zombies. It's locked. And then we'll move armor. So now that we know that there's a sword key, we know that there is at least an armor key and a helmet key out there. A picture of a woman being menaced. Oh my. Is that really what that? I don't know. That kind of looks like a party to me, but whatever. What about in here? What's in here? Ah, there is one of those mythical red herbs. So I will go ahead and pick that up. Though, that looks more like a brown herb. Maybe it's just my color settings, but I'm going to go ahead and combine it. There we go, mixed herbs. A mixture of green and red herbs. Doesn't tell you what it does, but I know. That's right. And I'm the one who's important here. An unlit fireplace. Huh. Well, good thing I have a lighter, right? Lines carved into the relief glow red in the intense heat. Ah! So this is one of those, it looks awful like the mansion you're in now. Huh, maybe we are. Maybe we are, Jill. Maybe we are. So I now remember what we do with that board we found. I'm gonna go back and get it. Or I run into the wall for a second or two. This is the kind of scintillating gameplay you can expect. Alright. So, I'm not going to need the dog whistle for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and put that away. I'm going to keep the lighter and the fuel canteen. And then I'm going to keep the red herb just in case I need it. Actually, you know what? I just talked myself out of it. I'm going to get rid of it because there's so many green herbs laying around. I'm going to grab this wooden mount, though. Alright. Lines carved in the relief. Got it. So, if we use this, there's a map of the mansion. That turns into a map of the mansion's second floor. Yeah, this is some moon logic stuff here, but who knows. You got the map of the mansion. There we go. That's how you get the map of the second floor of the mansion. Truly mind-bending puzzles. It's locked. Helmet. So I'm going to need the helmet key to get through there, which I don't have yet. Alright. So, I am going to go ahead and store most of these herbs I just picked up, because there's other herbs I haven't picked up yet, so might as well grab those. Yeah, let's go ahead and I think go through this door. I'm not entirely sure. I think maybe not, actually. I'm gonna go explore other places where the sword key could potentially fit. Alright, we've already been down this way. See, this is... it's locked armor, so we need an armor key to get in there. It's good to know, huh? Let's go this way. See if there's anything fun to do around here. We know at the very least that we have a mission, and our mission is to burn those other zombies. Let's see, is... black and tan... doing his thing? He sure is. So I'm gonna go in here. Because we know we have to go through this way again at some point, and I would really prefer not to have to deal with the nastier form of zombie. So I'm going to stand right here. Oh, never mind. Well, I sure got shown who's the boss. So this is a Crimson Head. Okay, I sure wasn't expecting this. I'm going to, never mind. Oh, I am dead. Okay. Okay. Well, that was unexpected. Yeah, I can see comments. Alright, well, good thing I saved a while back. Fear can't kill you, but... indeed. Alright. Well, so let's see here. Oh, hey. These guys are still active. I don't know who all is watching. Some people don't have YouTube accounts, I think, so we can't tell. Okay, again, gotta wait for the pool of blood to form to know that he's dead. There we go. I guess that's one nice use of the knife, is that you can kind of corpse check a little more easily, but it's still, I don't really want to waste him. Thanks for sticking through that fairly embarrassing death, too. Okay, hey. Let's, okay, let's see if we can actually, like, get this to... Yup, I knew it. Hey. Okay, I'm gonna have to stab him twice. I think that's enough. Yep. That freaked me out a little bit, too, because I did not realize that the Crimson Heads took that little time to turn into Crimson Heads. I don't know, it might have something to do with the difficulty setting I'm on, too. Not quite sure. So... this is lit. It is. It's so lit, as the kids say. Alright, so back in here, I'm gonna get my dog whistle. Okay, yeah, okay. The game appears to have ended in a checkmate. That's great. I'm gonna take the dog whistle. We've already read this. And grab the lighter. Yep. And let's try this out. Can I kill them both? Ah, shoot. Nope. Just gonna have to burn the one. Yeah, that is nice. I like that how RE2 Remake handled knives. Having the knife just be something taking up inventory space and not being very effective is just kind of lame, in my opinion. Alright, I'm just gonna put some green herbs away, because we already got some coming. I refilled the fuel canteen. Alright, let's head on up. So we know that door's locked. Go ahead and get the map real quick. Oh. Thank you, Derek, for the Crimson Head spawning times. That's very helpful. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this here. Get me a mansion second floor map. Yeah, I got the map. I'm good to go. So, I think I'm going to officially avoid that hallway with the Crimson Head in it until I get the shotgun. Because the shotgun is a good gun. I think I'm going to go till about 10:30 and then call it a night then. Alright, I'm going to combine them herbs. You can also, I believe, in this one, combine 2 green herbs together to get a similar effect. It doesn't give you a full heal, but it gives you a darn near close to a full heal. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and store these again. Alright, so I'm not going to be an idiot and not bring this with me this time. Oh, that's interesting. So the thing Derek just sent me, Crimson Heads are actually given a random ranking, and they can basically take anywhere from 5 minutes to 2 hours to spawn. Oh my goodness. That's mean. That is extremely mean. So yeah, there is even less reason to kill zombies that you don't absolutely need to kill. I killed those 2 zombies in the hallway because this is a room that I'm going to be spending a lot of time going back and forth between, so I don't really want them harshing my buzz, you know? Save! In my moment of triumph, you overestimate these zombies' chances. I mean, I get what you mean, for sure. But, I have a plan. And it's a very cunning plan. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over here. I think zombies have a set location point in this game that they start at. Patrick, as you will recall from the Resident Evil 2 remake, zombies randomly just appear in rooms when you leave a room and come back in a room in that game. But in this one, I think they have set positions that they're at every time you come back into a room. Makes it nice and predictable. Okay, so we hear some mushy padding around, which means that there's a zombie in here. This, I think, goes out on the patio. Yes, it does. Yep, he's going to come up the steps. So, if you remember that one zombie tried to puke on me, they do that when you are on steps. They do that instead of trying to lunge at you. But they try to lunge at you otherwise. Alright, I'm gonna kill these two guys, because again, this is a fairly high... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a random crit. Sometimes guns have a chance to just randomly crit. The handgun has a fairly low crit chance. The shotgun has a fairly high one. So that means this dude is never going to come back as a Crimson Head, ever. Alright, I think that got him. I don't see blood. I want to see blood. Yep, okay. Blood pool? Come on, blood pool. Come on, blood pool. Ah, there it is. There's that lovely, lovely blood pool. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and burn his corpse now. And I only have to burn one corpse. Jill, fire is hot. I hate to have to explain that to you. I think you were in Delta Force. Did you not pick that up? Okay, I think this door's locked. Oh, I unlocked it. I wonder where that goes. Oh, that goes out into the... Oh, that right there, friends, is the hallway where Mr. Crimson Head is. So I'm just going to leave that be for now. This door, on the other hand, has an emblem of a helmet, so I'm not going to go that way. Alright, so those guys are dead forever, never ever going to come back. Yeah, another interesting thing. In the original Resident Evil... you didn't actually go up and down steps like this. You went to a step, you hit the action button, and then you just automatically went down the step with no control over yourself. So, yeah, that was kind of weird. I think... It looks like this one's been dead for several hours. That's key for Burnham. So I'm going to go in here. And what do we got in? Yeah. We have a hospital bed. A well-used bed. So in Chris's campaign, this is where Chris meets Rebecca Chambers. But I'm playing as Jill, so Rebecca doesn't exist? I don't know. Rebecca has been featured in several other games since then, so apparently Chris and Jill's campaign happened simultaneously in the Resident Evil canon. This shelf is full of pills and elixirs you've never seen. Many of them have changed colors. Ew. There are several kinds of serum here. Many of them are a sickly color. Anything cool over here? Well, there's a typewriter. It's an old typewriter. If I had an ink ribbon, I could save my progress. Well, I am not going to let it ride. As Derek suggested, I am going to save. Alright, let's continue our quest. So, I'm out of fuel, but I think I can run into a fuel canteen somewhere soon here, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it on me for now. Alright. There might be more zombies down here, I can't quite remember. So, this seems to be drawing my eye. There's nothing but cleaning products inside. It smells faintly unpleasant. Well, only faintly unpleasant, at least. There's nothing but cleaning products. Okay, okay. That's weird. It, like, the camera was, like, saying, look at this, but there's nothing there. I guess I just got trolled. Windows. What's going on with those windows, right? This is an open door, I think. So let's see what's in it. I used the lockpick. So if I was playing as Chris, I would have to search the mansion for a little key to get in there. But I'm playing as Jill. Jill knows how to get her way around a lock. Whoa, that was weird. What is this? Will you take the battery pack? Sure. Oh, this is for Jill's stun gun. Just some old furniture. What is this? This is the old shotgun. This is a broken old shotgun. I just realized, unfortunately, that means that we're not going to get a cutscene with Barry later on. Will you take the increment? Yeah! So I got 3 of them. Oh, plenty of kerosene. Yes, I refilled my fuel canteen. I think that's the point. So, Shinji Mikami is the name of the guy who was kind of the head of the Resident Evil series, and he had a very traumatic childhood. That was just an interesting thing that came up in the documentary, and he actually kind of leaned into that a bit when designing the elements of this game designed to make you anxious. Alright, I'm gonna keep the broken shotgun with me. Because fairly soon here, I think we're going to have a place to use it, if I remember correctly. It's locked, an emblem of armor, so I'm going to need the armor key to get in there. Let's head up here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and explore the other hallway now. So that dog whistle, this is where I'm going to go to get what I need, but there's more exploration I can do, so I'm going to come back and do that later. And once again, out in the hall with Zombie. And whoa! Okay, there is, I guess, semi-random placement. But again, I can just avoid him, so I will. So I'm gonna go down here. So homeboy's still back there walking around, but that's fine. We use the sword key. A nice thing, all Resident Evil characters have the psychic ability to sense when they no longer need a particular item. So as soon as I am done with the sword key, the game will let me know and I can throw it away. I can't throw it away until then, though. Alright. Various sculptures and bits of pottery. Nice. Artful. That's interesting. I can push this. Oh, yeah, I remember. I think there's handgun ammo under here. Oh, no, there's a knife. Defense items were not in the original Resident Evil, so I think in the original game that was handgun ammo. Okay. A picture of the mansion suspended in darkness. There's nothing here but a bunch of ornamental plates. Okay, this might have the handgun ammo under it. Alright, yep, there we go. I knew my senses weren't failing me. Alright, so we're gonna go through this door. So, in the original game, a zombie dog came crashing through that hallway there, and I think they do eventually, if you go through that hallway enough times, but not yet. Okay, this goes outside, which I don't think was in the original game. You use the lockpick. Yep, there we go. I think that thumping we hear are doggies. Yep, there they are. Alright, I'm gonna come back here later. So those are the dogs that chased us into this mansion. They're still hanging around the outside, because they hungry. Let's go in here. Looks nice. Yep, zombie dogs. Fun fact, their actual designation is Cerberus. You know, named after the dog that guards the gates of Hades. It doesn't look like it's been used for a while. Alright. It looks like the water still works. So this tub's full. It's full of dirty water. Remove the plug. No! I'm not going to. Do you know why? In the original game, there was, I think, a key in there? Now there's a zombie in there. I think there might still be an item in there, but, you know, just not fun. Not a fun time. Let's go in here. Let's see what's going on in here. Yeah. There are traces of something burnt here. An acrid smell permeates the air. There you go. There's the smell of evil there. Alright, so I'm going to get my dagger. And there's an ink ribbon, obviously. We love our ink ribbon, so I'm going to take an ink ribbon. Oh, actually, I just realized I can't get the shotgun now because I have too many inventory spaces. I am a dummy. Oops. But a nice thing that I can do, we are actually fairly close to the item box. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of this stuff away. You know, Trevor would work for the people who own this mansion. He really would. So interestingly, that door that has the handle that's weak is only weak one way. You can go through here just fine, but coming out sometimes is difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and visit this item box. Put away a couple things. So many ink ribbons. It feels good, man. Feels good. Alright, so I'm gonna come through here. The doorknob looks like it's ready to fall apart. Go through anyway? Yeah! I don't remember how many times you can go through here without it breaking on you. I think 2 or 3. Okay, so let's get us a very special item. Alright, we will take the shotgun. Now this lifts up, but actually I'm going to set the broken shotgun. Alright, and now that's lifted back down. So for those of you who haven't experienced the really fun part of Jill's campaign, if you take that and it's still open, this door locks and the ceiling up here starts coming down. And you have to go back in there to put the shotgun back or you're stuck. But if you get to this early enough, Barry will actually appear in the hallway, bust this door down, and rescue Jill. Where he will, in the original game, he will utter the immortal line, "You were almost a Jill sandwich." I think in this one he just says something like, if I'd given it another minute, you would have fit nicely into a sandwich, and Jill looks really irritated that he said something so stupid. Whoa! Hey, that was not what I was expecting. The Jill sandwich. Okay. It's locked. Emblem of armor. So I am gonna debate on whether or not I'm gonna burn him. He kind of goes away later. So yeah, I don't know. This is outside, so I think I'm susceptible to zombie dogs. Yep, I hear one. There's something written in the indentation. The defiler of the accursed coffin. Ah! Whoa! Hey, baby! So, I'm just gonna... So, zombie dogs don't turn into crimson heads. So, I'm gonna go ahead and kill this guy. Get off. Alright, he's dead. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave him be. Feel free to laugh at me later if that bites me, but I'm gonna make that choice for my life right now. Okay. Now, I'm gonna try to avoid that hallway with the doggies, and I'm actually gonna go through the door over here. So as much as possible, I'm going to try to conserve ammo. So I'll go this way. Huh, it's saying there's another item in there. I wonder what it is. Oh yeah, it's the dog whistle. I didn't get it. Did I? What am I missing in here? I already did get the dog whistle. I am like super curious. What did I miss? An old-fashioned gramophone. Well, I will just have to check later, because I'm not going to bore you guys by looking consistently here. I have this sneaking suspicion that a zombie spawns in this hallway at some point. I might be wrong, though. I think that might be something that only happens in Chris's game. Again, a lot of awful things are thrown at Chris that don't get thrown at Joe. Alright, so now we're going to go summon the doggy that we know we gotta summon. Alright, where is he? I think he's over there. Yep, he is over there. I will let him walk as far as he wants away from me. I'm not gonna bore you guys. Oh, hey, I'm in the hallway with Mr. Crimson Head. Let's be cautious here. Is this door openable now? Yes, it is. Oh, okay, this leads us back this way. Yeah. So, I am going to go get the dog whistle and go take care of Mr. Doggy. I think I'm going to stow the shotgun until I actually want to go take care of the Crimson Head. Alright, let's go see about getting out here. We use the lockpick. Another door that Chris would have to go find a key for. But Jill just instantly goes in, because she is the master of unlocking. What's this? There are green herbs growing here, but there's only enough for a few uses. Okay, so this is basically like an infinite source of healing. Well, not infinite, but you can just go here to get healed now and then. Stained glass window. The pattern in December resembles a witch. Really? That kind of looks like a sentient flower to me. But who am I to say? Alright, so basically anywhere out here I can use the whistle to summon a doggo. That unlocks that side of the door. So I think I'm going to try to do it where there's a minimum or a lot of room to move around. You blew the dog whistle. Alright, here comes the doggy. There he is. Dang, dude. Get away. My goodness. Oh yeah, more than one dog. I think I seem to remember that being a thing. Alright, I'm still doing okay health-wise. Okay. I'm gonna grab his collar and get out! Alright, I'm gonna go this way. Probably don't need the dog whistle anymore. Discard. Yes. Okay. So, except for the healing items, I don't really need to go in that room anymore. Alright, before anybody complains, I'm gonna heal. Okay, dog collar. So, as we know from the document, something's hidden in there. Let's check it out. There's a switch. Will you press it? I sure will. It's a bomb! Oh, no, it's not. Ah, what is this? A coin was hidden inside the collar. Well, look at that. It's a coin. But wait a minute. What's that funky thing on the end? Well, what's that? It's a picture of armor. Oh! It changed into the shape of a key. Huh. And funny how that works. Alright. Oh, hey, buddy. Let's go this way. Alright. I am gonna go this way. So, I know exactly what we use that for, but I think I'm going to save first, because I have to go back into the hallway of the Crimson Heads. I'm debating. Yeah, I guess it's worth. Alright, saving. Oh, the ride gets even crazier from here. Yeah, the reason I was debating is because Crimson Heads are by far not the scariest monsters in this game. There are more guys introduced later who are even worse. But we don't have to worry about that just yet. Alright, back into the Crimson Head hallway. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my shotgun. Alright, here we go. Or I could go the wrong way. That makes sense. Just, here we go. Actually, I'm not gonna take the green herb. Hey, buddy! I'm just gonna leave. Alright, so the reason I didn't take the green herb is the reason I had to run back with the shotgun. We gotta pick this guy up. May whoever takes its emblem find peace and death. So I'm just gonna take it. Uh-oh! What's going on? Well, look at that! It's a murder shield. But thankfully, I can put a replica of the key in there. And the mansion will slow its roll and not try to kill me. And so now I have a new mansion key, which is the armor key. So, what's over here? Let's see. It's locked, an emblem of a helmet. So I need the helmet key. So, guess what? I gotta go back into the room with Big Red and Ugly. But I think it's gonna be okay. I think I'm gonna make it. You know, I think I'm gonna live my life the way I want to live it, and he's just gonna have to deal. But I can light this guy on fire. It's not necessary to use that now. Why is that, game? Why are you saying that? That kind of worries me. There we go. That's better. Oh, hey. So, Crimson Heads apparently have a different sound than the regular Zambies. What? What? Oh, that corpse is gone. Hey, there's a bunch of horrible crows everywhere. Oh, I think the implication is they ate that corpse. That's right. Whatever horrible thing is causing the zombies to, walk is also causing the crows to walk too. So there's the thing. Here's poor Kenneth. Pour one out for Kenneth. And go ahead and grab the gun, because that guy's going to be there, but I'll deal with him in a second. Okay, that second is now. Oh, baby, a triple. Yeah. I love when I can save my canteens. We got crits for days, guys. Crits for days. And what is this? You use the armor key. Sweet. I want to check the basement real quick. I have a reason for it. If this works, you'll understand. You use the sword key. Yep. So I thought, and I was right, so I can brag about this a little bit, that this is the last door you use the sword key on. So now we can get rid of the sword key. Now, I am not going to go to the basement just yet. I mean, this is a creepy mansion, so, like, I'm expecting sunshine and cake in the basement, but I'm going to go in here first. Okay, so here's this swanky room. There is something written in the corner of the picture, commemorating the completion of the mansion. Oh, they didn't give a date. If I remember right, because I am a Resident Evil nerd, the mansion was built in 1968. Ink ribbons! But I might hold out for a minute. For a hot minute on that. What's down here? Anything interesting? Yeah. What do we got? So this is obviously not part of the pre-rendered backgrounds. So what happens if I push it? What is this? Will you take the musical score? Yeah. What is it? It's titled Moonlight Sonata. Kids in the basement. A section of the music is missing, leaving only the beginning and the end of the music. Oh, so we're missing some of the music. That's interesting. So, like, I'm half remembering this game and half remembering the original. So here's a piano here. An expensive-looking grand piano. It's not necessary to use that right now. So I can't use it right now. So I have to find the middle sheet music for Moonlight Sonata, and then I can actually play it on the piano. Difference between Jill and Chris. Jill knows how to play the piano. Chris does not. So Jill just immediately gets to do it. But Chris has to actually go find Rebecca and get her to hunt and peck until she figures out how to play the song. And it actually takes a while. So yeah, yet another reason why Chris's campaign is harder than Jill's. Alright, I think I'm going to go downstairs. I think I'm going to do it, guys. I think I'm ready. I don't have any inventory spaces open, but let's just see what we got. Oh, ammo. Wow, listen to that music. It's locked from the other side. Cool. A piece of meat from an unidentified source. That's the best meat, you know? Dishes are crawling with maggots. Maggots. Alright, I'm gonna get me a defensive item. And looks like that's all there is to what's down here, so, hey, there's a dead guy. Power isn't on. Okay. Let's burn him. Just for kicks, you know? Alright, now we're all done. Let's leave. Huh. Well, interesting. Come on, don't trip. Jeez. Alright. Hey, buddy. Yep, I know. I don't know why they make this so dramatic. It's not like we've not seen a mansion full of zombies. So, it's really easy to play Ring Around the Rosie with this homeboy, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let him chill down here. I'll admit, first time I played this game, I was not expecting that, so that was pretty nice. So now our mission, if we choose to accept it, is to find music. Also, we broke this statue earlier. What is this? You can't carry any more items, but it's pretty, isn't it? Sure is. When did I last save? When I went to go get the key, the armor key. So, yeah, probably due for another save here pretty soon. Plus, I think I'm going to call it a night after my next save. Alright. Where he at? Oh boy! Hey! Now that is dirty pool right there. Well, good thing I had a defense item. What? Say what now? What is happening? Why is that door rumbling? There wasn't a zombie out on the balcony, so why is there a zombie in here? Oh well, that's a question for another time. Play till dawn? No! I gotta... I'm a 30-year-old boomer now. I gotta, like, mow my grass at 6 in the morning. Alright, I am actually gonna go outside and refill my canteen before I save, because, you know, that's fun to do. So there's a new zombie up there. That's interesting. Don't know what triggered that, but it's a thing. Get that canteen full, baby. Yeah, I refilled my canteen. Oh yeah, is this door open? Sorry, squirrel. But I just gotta see. Yep, cool. We'll, now we know a good place to check out next time. Hey. Quiet down. Quiet down. Alright. There we go. I'm gonna save. Alright guys, that'll be it for this evening. Thanks so much for coming to watch the stream. Really appreciate it. we'll go ahead and conclude here. Thanks, man. We're gonna do this again next Friday. Same time, same place. Alright, see you guys.